Hello everyone and welcome to 24th episode of Personal Development Training Series. My name is Mohammad Reza Fati and I'm a life coach. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Have this belief that your life is going to be separated to before and after personal development training. As you remember, last episode we talked about a strength that works against us. Now we're going to discuss and investigate even further. This episode is about what role are you living from. Before you redesign yourself, you have to see this. At the end of the last episode, we left an important question open. If you truly want to redesign yourself, where do you actually begin? For most people, the mind immediately goes to behavior. Work fewer hours, stop overcommitting, set clearer boundaries, communicate better, prioritize yourself. All of these are useful adjustments. They matter, it's okay, but they are not starting from the bottom. They are the tip of the iceberg because behavior is often the surface expression of something deeper. If identity remains untouched, behavior tends to reset under pressure. Before behavior, there's something deeper operating quietly underneath your decisions. So the real question is this: what role are you mostly living from? Not what personality trait describes you, what role organizes your whole identity. There is a meaningful difference between the two. Responsibility is a trait, it's flexible, but the reliable one who never drops the ball, that's a role. Empathy is a trait, but the emotional caretaker of everyone in the group, that's a role. Confidence is a trait, but the one who must always lead, clarify, and stabilize the room is a role. Traits allow movement, roles solidify into identity. Because roles are reinforced repeatedly, rewarded, relied upon, and socially confirmed over time. What gets reinforced becomes stable. And once something becomes identity, stepping away from it feels threatening, even if it's exhausting you, even if it's damaging you, even if it's not working for you. Let's make this concrete. It's Monday morning, you're in a team meeting. A deadline has been slipped. Leadership is asking for explanations. They're asking questions. There's tension in the room. People are talking, but no one is taking ownership of direction. And then the pause happens. No one explicitly calls your name, but you feel it. You've been here before many times. You're usually the one who steps in, you summarize the chaos, frame the issue clearly, and offer a path forward. You've built a reputation over time, dependable, competent, calm under pressure. Your manager trusts you, your team relies on you, and they lean on you. Gradually, it stopped being something you occasionally do. It became who you are in that environment and context. You're not just responsible, you're the leader, you're the reliable one, and that distinction matters. Now, imagine something slightly different. You're exhausted this week, you've been carrying too much, not just professionally, but personally too. You know you need to step back, even just a little. The same silence appears in the meeting. The same expectation floats in the air, but this time you don't jump in. You wait. Someone glances at you. Another person says, "Any thoughts? Any advice? Do you have something to say?" And you respond calmly, "I'd actually like to hear what other people think first." It's a reasonable entrance and a logical answer, and even healthy. But internally, something shifts. Your heart rate increases slightly, and there's a subtle tension in your chest. You feel exposed, not because you did something wrong, but because you stepped outside your main role. This is where redesigning yourself becomes real. We often believe we are trying to change behavior, but what we are actually doing is loosening the identity. An identity provides safety, especially in environments where performance defines value. In performance-driven cultures, identity is currency. If I'm the reliable one, I matter. If I'm the strong one, I'm respected. If I'm the agreeable one, I'm liked. Roles makes us predictable, and predictability feels secure. So when you step away from a dominant role, even slightly, a quiet fear surfaces. If I'm not this person anymore, who am I? Will I still be valued? Do I belong to this group? Let's go even deeper. If we trace the origin of most dominant roles back far enough, behind almost every dominant role, there is a fear. Roles are rarely built purely from confidence, they're built from adaptation. If you're the high achiever, maybe you learn early that achievement equals approval. If you're the emotional caretaker in friendships, maybe you learn that giving keeps people close. If you're the hyper independent one, maybe you learn that needing others leads to disappointment. If you're the always agreeable colleague, maybe conflict once felt destabilizing or unsafe. These roles were not conscious branding decisions, they were survival strategies. And when survival strategies are rewarded, promoted, and praised, and relied upon, they harden into identity. You merge them, you combine them, and turn them into you. Strength becomes the visible layer, fear becomes the hidden engine. Let's return to that meeting when you said, I'd like to hear what other people have to say first. Why did your nervous system react? It wasn't just social discomfort, an older pattern activated. The brain associates present situations with past experiences that felt similar, and the body reacts before conscious thought fully catches up. Maybe there was a time in your childhood when you weren't recognized unless you performed well. Maybe there was a time when hesitation led to being overlooked. Maybe vulnerability wasn't met with support and you stopped showing it. Your body remembers those experiences, even if you don't consciously replay them. So, when you step outside the familiar role, your system interprets it as risk, and the role moves forward like armor. Because if the identity underneath stays intact, external strategies only work temporarily. This is why redesigning yourself cannot be reduced to productivity tips, watching motivational videos, or boundary setting scripts. At some point, the question becomes psychological and deep. You don't just ask, what role am I playing? You should ask, what is this role protecting me from? Am I afraid of being invisible, replaceable, unnecessary, rejected, dependent? And this question must be asked gently, not with self criticism, but with curiosity and awareness. Because the role wants help you survive, it wants help you succeed. It deserves understanding, not shame. When the underlying fear becomes visible, something shifts. The role begins to soften. Being reliable remains a strength, but it no longer controls you. Being empathetic becomes genuine connection, not self betrayal. Being confident becomes grounded leadership, not defensive overfunctioning. You don't lose your strengths, you gain choice. In the short term, this awareness can feel destabilizing. You might realize that some of your success was fueled by anxiety, by fear. Some of your generosity was fueled by fear of losing connection. That realization can sting, but it's not a collapse. It's just clarity. Because you realize you're not that good of a person that you thought, you're just a combination. In the midterm, you start noticing activation moments in real time. You catch the impulse to automatically volunteer, to automatically smooth tension, and to automatically take control. Sometimes you'll step in, but now there is a pause, there is a gap. And in that pause, there's freedom. In the long run, the transformation becomes subtle but powerful. The role becomes optional. Today I lead, tomorrow I collaborate, the day after that I remain silent. Today I support, tomorrow I ask for support. Today I deliver, tomorrow I rest without providing anything, without asking for permission. That shift from compulsion to choice is redesign. Redesigning yourself isn't about deleting your strengths. It's about expanding your range. It's about having a larger variety of options. You're no longer trapped inside one predictable identity. You can be strong and uncertain, capable and learning, independent and supported. When identity becomes flexible, pressure doesn't shatter you, it bends. And flexibility, not rigidity, is what allows resilience to grow. Systems that adapt to pressure tend to survive it. Systems that resist change often fracture under it. In the next episode, we'll explore what happens when you intentionally step outside your dominant role, not just once in a meeting, but consistently, and what unfolds when the world around you doesn't immediately adjust with you. What we do in life echoes in eternity.